I think we're live again, and we're back with a brand new create project. So some of you might recognise this this little astronaut, and he was one of our, not the very first, but one of our first proper games, you could say, in Dreams. We didn't release it until the full game, but the progress was actually made from the early access, and seems like people enjoyed it. But since I've grown a little bit more in experience, I wanted to basically make a sequel, a big sequel to Super Alien Buddy. That's right. So anyone that remembers that project, that's basically what we're going to do. A sequel. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be amazing. Even more complex than the first original game. And if you're wondering what happened to the colourful cartoon storybook level, that the level design is pretty much done on that. So off stream, I'm just working on a lot of the logic, the animations, the cutscenes, things like that. So I will bring it back to the streams once it's in a more polished state, just to showcase it maybe one last time before I publish it. Hopefully by the end of the month. It just depends on when the voice acting is actually complete for it. So I thought rather than just skip a stream, we'll keep the streams going, and we'll just start making level design for the next project. So it seems like a lot of work that we're starting like another project so soon, but it just shows you how quickly it is that you can finish another project before moving on to this one. But I think this project here is going to take a lot longer than the storybook colourful platformer game, because this one is I think the duration could be anything from 1 to 2 hours to play through, so it's got a lot more depth to it than the other one. Hello Isaac, welcome. Super Alien Buddy 2, yes, we're finally here. Hopefully over the coming weeks you'll get some inspiration for some tracks. Greetings Small Human, welcome. Excuse me. Hey Alpha Werewolf, welcome back. This stream is going to be fire. Well, let's hope so indeed. So I was kind of panicking because I felt like I wasn't really prepared for this stream, since we just came off the back of finishing up the level design for the other game, and I thought, well, my mind is so focused on that, I didn't have enough time to properly prepare this. But literally, I had something to eat, and I was just thinking, how can I make the tutorial world, and I just got it, So we should have enough to keep us going, to give me time to properly come up with some of the level design and things like that. So today, I'll try and find some assets for the planet. The first planet, it's a tutorial planet, so it's more linear, this one, just to show you the basics on how to jump and platform around. And now you have a melee weapon. You never had that in the first game, so now you've got like a melee weapon you can use to hit people. And you'll have a gun, obviously a blaster, but the blaster will be improved from the first game. The first game I just threw the blaster in just as an extra gimmick to the gameplay, but I found out that was actually a bad idea, because what I thought was just an extra piece to the puzzle, for others they took it very seriously and they kind of criticised it for even being there. So if I could go back, I probably would remove the blaster from the first game, except from the part in the underground cave, because I guess people would prefer not to have it in the first place. But hey, I just wanted to put some aliens in the open area. But this one will have a proper gun, proper aiming, and the whole puppet. Because the original puppet was very basic. You just run around, jump around, kind of shoot a gun around. It's very quick and easy. I think this new one will have lots of custom animations, lots of new commands, like dodge rolling and all that kind of nice stuff. So we need to keep improving, keep advancing all of our creations, and I think this could be the best one yet. Hopefully we're going to target the end of August to try and finish this sequel. Super Alien Buddy 2 is going to exceed literally every other sci-fi adventure game out there. Indeed it is. I can't wait. I can already see it in my mind. Even if we can't beat the likes of Mass Effect and Halo, hopefully we can at least do that in Dreams. I have to do a lot of homework again, so expect me to chat way less than usual today. Yeah, it's alright. I mean, as long as we're not distracting you, you can just leave the stream open next to you, I suppose. But you might get a little bit distracted, because we do need to come up with a brand new jukebox for for this project. And I was looking at a lot of astronauts back in early access when I found this astronaut for the game. There literally was barely any options for astronauts. But now look, we've got lots and lots. Look at that. We've got another astronaut here, another one here, you know. So there's so many different astronauts now, which is actually really helpful because in this sequel, you are going to interact with some other astronauts. So if you remember the astronauts from the audio logs from the first game, they will appear in physical form. So there was like 3 different astronauts, and so each of them will be on one of the 3 main planets, and they help you with either your main or your side mission. So originally I was going to just reuse the same astronaut, just maybe change some colours and things, but considering there is a few ready-made ones, I could use this one, I could use this one, I could even use this one, you know. So that really does help add some good variety if I add any more astronauts to the game. But we're not here for that just now. We need to get some music to get us in the mood for this particular project. So where is it? Music clips, isn't it? That's it. Okay. So I know Isaac has a lot of choices from like JD Games and PG, we'll call them. So I'll probably need to check out that first actually, just to make sure I'm finding exactly what I need to. And then if we need any more tracks, we can certainly look at other creators who have some kind of sci-fi vibe to them. So if you remember the music from the first Super Alien Buddy, it was the game was kind of serious but kind of silly at the same time, but the music was almost all serious except from the Rock King music. I think all the other tracks were fairly serious. So I think the tracks in the sequel will probably be quite serious too, but maybe just add a little fun flair to them. But for the jukebox, I don't mind if we have some fun sci-fi tracks or some more serious sci-fi tracks, as long as it sounds like something you would find in sci-fi world. I think I would be pretty happy with that. So I need to find your profile here. Don't type in Nightmare because your profile just does not come up. We have to just put in half your name. Okay, so let's look at your collections. Okay. My favourite art, my favourite music too. So there's a second one. Let me see, was there a first one? I don't know if you linked your first one with your second one. Let me see. Okay, so a lot of stuff from JD Games here. So I'm just going back to your first one, and then we'll go on to the second one. So to be honest, I don't really know which is Sci-Fi. You just mentioned P Gray and JD Games. So I don't know if there's any other creators that you want to feature. If not, I'll just go through their collections. When I checked out the modder's profile, somehow it changed my imp, so I lost my special one-of-a-kind Blue Panda imp, so I can't use that for the banner. Oh damn, that sucks. I mean, you could try and save the one you've got and then randomise it. That's another thing. Did you save your imp? Because you can save your imp as a costume, so if you do lose it, you can go back and refresh. I don't know if you knew that, but definitely do that in the future so you don't lose any of your imps. It's quite annoying that you have to randomise your imps to try and get the costume that you want. So it's like, I wanted a red imp with glasses. It's not that hard to get, but I had to keep randomising and randomising until I finally got what I wanted. They do need to add some options, like to choose the colour of the imp, choose the accessories, unless there's an option that I didn't find. All I found was randomised options. So if anybody knows how I can customise easier than that, let me know. But yeah, just keep trying to randomise and hopefully you can get it back at some point, maybe. PG and JD, yes. Alright, so that's your picks then. Dude, that doesn't distract me. No, seems like it though. I spent hours looking for it an imp surprise, but I only found an orange sunglasses imp, which I guess is good enough. Join the club. My track, Data Gunge Hex Fixers, is pretty sci-fi. Oh cool, well we'll search for that one as well. I wonder how long it will take MM to get rid of the modder. Forever. It'll take them, honestly, ages. Hey Joe Robe, welcome back. I'm doing pretty good, how are you? Hopefully pretty soon. I'm all for modders in other games because they reveal cool, unused stuff, but in Dreams we literally don't even need them. Yeah, exactly. We can just create something ourselves. PG Infrequence, JD Valkyries. We're searching for souls, not too sci-fi, but too good to exclude. Okay, but just check out the collection. Yeah, I'll see what I can find. I mean, you can let me know if you disagree with any choices. What is LBA doing? Well, we're making a brand new jukebox because remember the cartoony platformer game we were kind of working on? We finished the level design for that, so now I'm going to do a lot of the logic off stream. But I didn't want to just end these streams, so I think these Tuesday, Wednesday streams from now on will be a sequel to a sci-fi game we made in the past called Super Alien Buddy. It's going to be much more advanced this time around, and we're just looking to make a brand new jukebox for the stream basically. So we're looking for sci-fi tracks in general, just so we're not sitting in silence. So I always like to make a unique jukebox depending on the theme of the game that we're making. Creating Super Alien Buddy 2, oh yes, which will be fire, beyond fire. You're going to look at the first game after this and be like, sucks. I even have ideas for a sequel to this one, which adds space combat. But I'm not going to add space combat to this one. I think that's for a future sequel. Too much work, I think. Sadly, I forgot to save it. I have others to choose from, but they're not really that cool. Yeah, well, let me know once you find one that you're happy with to use as your avatar, then you can send me it and I'll try and put you in the banner. Once they add fully customizable imps, I will be happy. I mean, like drawing flex on them. I don't know. Seems like they're taking forever for something that should be in the game. I still think they're thinking about DLC, so they can sell you DLC for particular imp designs. I think that's the only way they can make money through DLC in this game, because everything else you have control over. Like, you can make your own music, your own games, characters, everything. You don't need anything from Media Molecule at all, because even if they did release stuff that you had to pay for, you could literally just get someone or a team to remake everything they made and then just make it redundant. So I feel like the imps, the customizable imps, could be paid for. I think that's the only option they've got, but I guess they're trying to figure out what they're going to do. But this is me just speculating. I don't actually know what they're going to do. Hey Swigfo, welcome back. Hope you're doing good. I was really looking forward to customizable imps, yet it's almost like imp loot boxes with what we got. Yeah, pretty much. And I see that as the future, to be honest. I think they're probably thinking about it, but I think, I think it's going to be DLC. Maybe once the PS5 comes out, they'll start doing that kind of thing. But hey, we'll just have to wait and see. Because when you look at their Trello page, which gives you all the updates that they're working on, there's no, I don't see any mention for customizable imps. Not now, not soon, not in the future, because they've got like 3 categories depending on how long it's going to take them to make something. And even for the future, I didn't see any customizable imps in their updates, so I don't see them. Even if they add it, it won't be till like next year at some point. But I'm more inclined to assume it will be DLC. Which I don't mind supporting them with DLC, because I feel like they kind of need to make as much money as they can. Are you going to make a spin-off, like with the pink alien as a main character? No, it's a proper sequel. So if you completed the first Super Alien Buddy, you basically rebuilt your ship with the fuel canisters, and then the pink alien wanted to join you on your future quests. So you both left together off the rocky planet and into space. So now it's going into, like, I don't know how far in the future, let's say like a year in the future, maybe less, and now you're both working together, travelling to different planets solve the problems, and so you'll still be the astronaut. There'll be some side quests where you will control the alien, which will be quite cool, but for the most part you are the astronaut, and the alien will help you with some platforming, maybe some combat if I can get the combat to work right, because I want them to sort of like a special ability that you can charge maybe, so the alien doesn't become too overpowered. But yeah, it's going to be good. I want to make an imp that has arms and legs. Well, that sounds quite cool. And big eyeballs that just pop out. Yeah, Boveret Impa, that's what you can call it. Oh yeah, Shining Earth is dope sci-fi track too. I'm just kind of hovering over things right now. I'll have a look in a moment. Have you ever played Tearaway? I thought custom ability was going to be something along those lines, but oh well. I guess there's more important features to add right now. I mean, your imp is kind of important for me. It's like you see it all the time, you know? I mean, maybe people don't care too much about it, but I feel like it's a big feature. But yes, I have played Tearaway, both on the Vita and the PS4. Really good game. But I didn't really care about customizing in that game. I basically made my guy and that was it. Because I didn't want to waste time, you know, I just wanted to play the game. And I feel like something like Dreams and Little Big Planet is more important because you spend a lot more time playing those games than you will play Tearaway. Like you'll finish Tearaway within like 8 hours maybe. So it's just like a 1 time or 2 time thing really. What is the alien's name and what planet does it come from? You're asking me. I don't know. There's no names. I've never gave any names for the characters. Maybe that can be the thing. We don't actually ever know their names. Because no one actually references each other. But who knows, maybe one day I'll throw in some kind of Easter egg, or I'll make it official what their names are. But we'll see. I've not really thought about it. Your imp shows who you are and your personality maybe. I know, I mean I'm pretty dope with my sunglasses, you know. I think they're pretty cool. Right, so let me get into these tracks here. So we used a lot of these tracks for the survival horror game, so I don't think he would be quite appropriate for this one. This guy, very arcadey kind of guy. So down here we've got P Grey, Infrequence. Right, what did you say? I think you said you wanted Infrequence and Valkyries from JD Games. Okay, so let me start firing down some of these. Let me just create a wee maker trip, an extra one. Start firing these in here. Let's see what else he's got that sounds quite sci-fi. I'm just going to check, make sure my audio's good. Might need to turn it down a bit later once we start playing the music. Let me hear here. Well, that's very fantasy. I mean, it could work, but more ambient. That sounds quite sci-fi to me. What else do we have? That sounds quite sci-fi as well. I mean, I know some of these tracks are quite long, but I actually don't mind because as long as the tracks are good, that's all I care about, and hopefully they don't take up too much thermal. That's like the biggest problem. As you can see, we're already at like 50%, you know. So I'll just fire down some tracks here, and then we can edit the ones that we want to keep, the ones we want to take away. So all of these tracks are pretty sci-fi, but they take up a lot of thermal. A lot of thermal. So this guy is not quite sci-fi. Okay, near C. That could pass for sci-fi, I guess. I mean, does that count as sci-fi? I don't think quite. Oh, this is Great Scott. He definitely does not do sci-fi. I already know that much. And Gamerway is more of orchestral stuff, isn't he? Dopefish. Hello. Yeah, I think he's more orchestral with a mix of heavy rock, metal. What's this one? Alright, this is lots of different things. Kinda works, but maybe a bit too cheating. Okay, so we'll try your second one. So you also wanted Valkyries. We're searching for souls. Okay, I'll see if I can find those. So what differences are there going to be in this compared to its prequel gameplay wise? Well, if you remember the original game, it's pretty basic. Like the puppet himself is just basically all the default settings. I didn't change anything. I didn't really change the animations. I just kept it the way it was, and then you just run about and jump about, and you had a blaster which wasn't very good. It was just point and shoot, you know, it wasn't very complicated, but it wasn't really a main feature either, and that was pretty much it. You had a light, and that was it. So the sequel is basically going to be more like Ratchet and Clank. So you'll still have your platforming, but you'll also have a melee weapon that you can swing around. I'll improve the gun. I'll add a couple of guns and a couple of different melee weapons to make the combat a bit more interesting. And then I'm going to add a lot of tools that you need to find. So you can find every planet has something that you can unlock. So you can find like a jetpack. You can find like this kind of rope that sort of gets you from like one side to the other side like really quickly, and things like that. So there's going to be a lot of things that you can collect that can help you navigate the environment as well. And also you'll have side quests. So the first game didn't really have side quests, so the second one will have at least a couple of side quests on each planet, as well as a proper main mission. And the collectibles, I'm going to tone down the collectibles now. I put a lot of collectibles in the first game, so you had like little cubes you could collect, you had the audio logs, you had the text logs, and then you had things that you could dig up, which was kind of cool for me at the time. But I think now I'm going to be more refined. So the things that you're going to collect, they're actually going to mean something to the gameplay. It's not just the sake of collecting for the sake of, you know, collecting's sake, you know. It's going to be like you can find things like credits, which you can use to buy maybe new weapons or to upgrade certain things. Or there's going to be like a sort of like a coupon thing. If you find enough coupons, you can unlock like additional features in the game, you know, like some jokey things or some cheats or whatever. And then there's also going to be like health upgrades as well. So the credits will give you upgrades for your weapons and stuff, and to buy new things, but the health upgrades will permanently increase your health. So it actually has a benefit of finding all these things. So you'll actually have more health, you'll have better weapons, new weapons, and also more unlockables. So there's actually a purpose for finding everything. And what I've done is an extra step. I've made it so that you can complete the game, but then after you complete the game, there's like a bonus world. But to get the bonus world, you have to have 100% all collectibles, all side missions complete before you unlock it. So again, that also helps people actually try and find every single collectible, to do everything in the game in order to get the final planet. And I think that'll definitely make the collectibles more valuable to a lot of people. So yeah, there's going to be a lot more going into this game, and I can't wait, to be honest. If you've ever played Mass Effect, like the second or the third game, you know, when you, even the first game maybe, like when you go into your ship, you know, it's like there's a panel you can go on and it shows you like all the planets, and you can select the planets, and you can see all the things you need to do on each planet, because you can come and go between planets. You don't need to finish a planet, you can leave a planet at any time, go to another planet, use your unlockables, which can unlock new things in other planets. So say like Planet 3 gives you the jetpack, so then you can go back to Planet 1 and Planet 2 maybe, and maybe there's like a section that requires a jetpack to get a collectible. So you will go back and forward between all the planets at least more than once. So hopefully I've nailed that. Just load a bunch of synthwave into a Juki. Yeah, just one after the other. Sounds good to me. Also, JD/PG Spravade, what? Genis Nova is a very spacey track, but 22% thermal, so I don't know about that one. Yeah, I'm going to delete a lot of the PG tracks because some of them are really high thermal. So we'll just have to see what we can fit in, unless we just make a PG, jukebox. But I'll try and get a couple of JD tracks in as well. Does John Jerry Steve exist in the Super Alien Body universe? He doesn't, although a cameo is not out of the question. So we could see something like that. Maybe just a leg that pops out somewhere. Awesome Man sounds very planned out. Yeah, everything's basically planned out now. It's just to figure out how the level design's going to go and to get some time to create all the logic. But I'm going to get that storybook logic done first before I focus on the logic for this, just to make sure I get that out in time. So yeah, it's coming along quite nicely. So what was that other track you told me to find? Valkyries were searching for souls. I think it was that one. What was the other one? Oh, it's the one track. Oh, okay. I thought you meant Valkyries, and then another track was "We're Searching for Souls." Okay, so this one. Oh no! What? His music even changed. The sun and sky. Go away. We don't want that crap. We just want your music, nothing else. So you can see here our gameplay thermal is a beast right now. So I'm definitely going to have to trim the fat a little bit with this one. But I mean, unless you want another JD track instead. Don't know if there is. I'm just having a quick look. I mean, that could work as well, like you said. But it's too big a thermal. Quite cool. Yeah, I think I'll just leave it like that for now, I think. I'll just polish up the... just to trim the fat, really. So, I wish it told me how much thermal was in each, so let me see. So this has 15% thermal. This has 6% thermal, so this one could probably stay. This one has 17. This one has 12. Not quite as bad, but still quite bad. 19, the highest yet. 10. And this one was 10 as well. So it seems like this one, this one, this one, and this one, isn't it? Oh. Isn't it? Yeah. I'd say like maybe like these ones are like the highest ones. So we've got the Infrequence, Echoes from the Future, and Shine and Earth. They're like the biggest thermal bumps. So I mean, I'll keep them for now, right? But obviously once we start to boost the gameplay thermal with the environment, then I'll start to remove some of these things, you know. So also I need to look, because some of these tracks are like 5 years long, so that's like 7 minutes or something. Okay. How long is this one? So they're around about 7 minutes. It doesn't bother me how long they are, to be honest, as long as they're good. We don't really need to go from one thing to the other, you know. I don't really know too much about these channels, but I don't normally use them because we're not really going to pay attention to the music, right? Maybe for some of you guys, this is like, oh my god, what are you doing? Why are you destroying this masterpiece? But I don't really care. I just want to get some tunes. I don't care about perfection. It's going to be in the background, so like maybe there's a better way. Once I create a proper jukebox, I can actually keep all this extra logic. But for now, no thanks. No thank you. Seems quite common though that you have all these extra sound things. Maybe it changes the track a lot, I don't know, but I don't care. That's a task for another day to fix all these. Just want the timeline, thank you. But I do need to spend more time to actually make a proper jukebox, because the survival horror jukebox I made, I properly made something that functioned. This one, not so much. This one's just sort of hacked together, you know. But it'll be fine. It'll be fine. I also need to change some of them because I noticed some of them are set to loop, which is not what we want. So I think they need to play once, don't they? Is that right? Well, we'll see if that works. If not, I shall update. So let me just maybe turn this down a little bit. I noticed, like, I used to always like move this like this, because you can move it like this, you can use the buttons, but then you can also do this. You can actually like just click like that and it goes straight to the one that you want. So what's the point in doing that or doing that when you could literally just, you know, click where you want it to go? So yeah, that's a much faster method, because I used to always do that for every single one of them. This is better, I think. So we'll see how loud this is, so we can maybe change it up a little bit. Hello, Scary Animations. Welcome back. Hope you're having a great week so far. How are you doing? It's at the bottom. What's at the bottom? I can't even remember now. Was it the track? How is it going? Yeah, I'm doing pretty well. Hope you're doing pretty good too. Spravada and Grace Nova is 22%. Spravada is less, I think. Okay, well, we probably don't even have enough for Spravada or whatever it's called, because we're right up at 87% gameplay. So we'll stick with these just now. Right now we've got what were the names? Their timelines are not named, unfortunately. That's another thing we'll need to do. We'll need to reduce their... Okay, some of them are already ignoring frame rate. Let me just make sure they're all ignoring the frame rate. Some do, some don't. So we'll kind of do that just to make sure we don't have any more problems. Wow. Yes, it's amazing, isn't it? Data, Gunge, Hex, Fixers. Oh yeah, that's right as well. I need to search for that one. Give me a second. Let me go into the music, maybe it's faster. Data, Gunge. Is that right? Did you get a typo like you normally do? I can't find it. Data gun checks fixers. I don't know. Is it an element? Because if it's a scene or something, it's not going to show. It has to be an element. Unless it's private and you didn't realise. My tracks are 30% plus, so you'd have to use YouTube for those. Yeah. You should try and make like a watered down version just for the jukeboxes. I think it might actually be quite beneficial for you, Isaac. I think so. I think we've spent like too long on this jukebox. So my idea for the beginning of Super Alien Buddy 2 is basically the first planet is more like a linear tutorial world, just to show you how to jump, how to melee attack, how to shoot, how to use the alien's powers, and that's it really. So the idea I've got is you recently did a mission on this Doom, hell-like planet, and at the beginning of the game you're basically escaping to try and get back to your ship, and not only are you trying to escape from the bad guys, but the planet is actually under attack, and it's crumbling, it's about to explode. So you're not just trying to escape them, you're trying to escape with your life before everything goes to hell. So you're it's pretty frantic, and as you leave, the whole planet just explodes. And that's how it sets up the story, because there's going to be this alien emperor who is basically flying around in a big ship like Darth Vader, and he's attacking all these different planets and destroying them all. But first, before he destroys them all, he sends down his little minions to each planet to basically suck up all the resources, take everything they can, and then just... You ever played the first Ratchet and Clank game? It gives you an idea, the idea of what that's going to be like. Someone that wants to just take everything and destroy what they've got. So it's going to be something like that. And so after you escape this exploding planet, you find out more about why the planet exploded, and you get more details about this emperor. And then you go from all these planets, they send out like a distress signal. So the astronaut and the super alien buddy, they both go to each of these planets to put a stop to these aliens and prevent them from even taking any resources or getting their planet destroyed. And eventually you'll take on the Emperor in his massive ship and then destroy the weapon, and that's pretty much it. And then if you collect 100%, you'll get like a bonus world. There's like a last resort planet that you need to save. It's not there. Yeah, I'm not sure. Going to check my profile. Okay, it's back up. Try it now. What happened? Was it private or something? I love how the track is getting distorted due to thermal. Yeah, even with the frame rate option ticked, it's still struggling, So I might have to delete this one anyway. I feel like this track's just okay, It didn't really do anything for me. Sorry, Isaac, I know you like this one, but if it's causing us major thermal, problems, it may have to hit the chopping block, I'm afraid. Alright, so it's back up. Okay, let's check that again then. I'm not seeing anything. Try and search for it again. You sure that's the right spelling? Gunge? Nah, not seeing it. No idea. That is really weird. Problem. I had it archived, which privated it. Maybe the system has to load. If you unarchived it, maybe it's not enough. Maybe it's not enough time to do it, you know. Can I just search for your profile and see if I can find something? Small Who Man theme. Look, you've even got a theme of your own. Lovely. Right, let's have a look. Ah, I see your glasses. Look, partners in crime. Right, let me see. I like to go in here because... Nah, never mind. It was in here. See, if you notice, like, see if you go out of here and every time you go to search for something, it sort of sticks. So, like, if you go like that, it kind of does that. You know, like, it kind of pulls you back and forward. That's why I like to go in here, because then you get a bigger selection and you can just do that. Look, it doesn't pull you back and forward. It's actually a lot easier to control. So let's see, so it was called data. Ah, that's there. Weird. Apparently it's just not appearing in the main search for some reason. Couldn't tell you why though. Also, yeah, I'll probably make some thermo efficient versions of my songs soon. Yeah, that would definitely help. I mean, even if you just, if you don't want to publish them, you can just like make them private and then just send them to me if you want me to put them in a jukebox. That's up to you. Because people could probably use your tracks in their own games and animations, you know, so your music becomes more than just something that you listen to. You can actually use it in projects, and you would probably get a lot more exposure that way as well. Well, it could be you have a filter on the search. Let me see. Nah, nothing. It was just elements. So, I ain't got a clue, man. Okay, fixed it. Right, that's good then. Yeah, I'll probably make them public. Yeah, whatever you prefer, you know. So yeah, this is pretty distorty, isn't it? I think we're near the end of this one. So I'll just delete this and get some thermal back. I think we kind of need it, to be honest. I could also do 2 side projects that are just shorter tracks, 2 to 5 minutes, that are specifically made to be used in projects. Yeah, you could do that as well. So I need to find some elements that are going to be good for a Doom-like planet. So I'm not really going to use lava because there's going to be a lava planet, so I don't really want to confuse people, but this looks quite good as well, doesn't it? For the Doom-like level. Let's see if I can just collect like a bunch of different things. Because I mean, when I want there to be like a lava volcano planet, but at the same time I want a Doom-like planet. And even though they are quite different, I don't want to make them too similar, you know. So the Doom-like planet's probably going to have like chains and skulls and, you know, proper hell-like things, whereas the lava volcano planet is just going to be a straight-up elemental planet. So I'll try and distinguish it a bit more. So we've got some lava here. There's actually a collection of lava which we could use. That's quite good. There's actually a volcano there. We could actually use that, you know, later for the volcano planet. So I think we'll try and use something that's a bit more thermo efficient. That looks more like fire than lava to me. I don't know if that's like a consequence of the 1% or not. So I need to figure out, I'm going to do like a lava like that, that's more red, or am I going to go for like that? Maybe like the Hell World. Maybe the cooling lava would be quite good. Because I don't really want it to have a lot of lava, it's just for underneath the ground, so if you fall off, you're dead, basically. Let me try this one for now, right? Because I don't really want you to look at the floor. I wanted it to be mostly about fire. That's right, fire. Because in the lava world, there's obviously not going to be fire. It's going to be lava. But if we put fire in this world, then I think that will really set it apart. Like, we could even use stuff like this, you know, like torches. These look quite nice for a Doom-like world. I think you'll agree. Just trying to make it more, you know, devilish as possible. These could be good as well. Give some contrast with the lighting. What else? Just a standard fire, I guess. I need to always check the fire because the images don't really do them justice, you know. Because I basically want to do like fire that's coming like from the ground. Let me see. It's more like a realistic fire. I don't know if it would be as good. Maybe I could use that one just like now and again. But I want to get a flame that's more widespread, if you know what I mean. What does that look like? It's still loading, I don't even see it yet. Just looking at these assets already, I'm already hyped up for this planet. It's going to be so good, honestly. Like, Super Alien Buddy didn't even get... It didn't get a pick, and it didn't get any stream attention, any live stream attention, which is fair enough. You know, I thought the cutscenes were quite good, but fair enough if they didn't think it was good enough. But I see a lot of picks and a lot of stuff that get streamed that are nowhere near good enough, you know, and they still get picked. Even work in progress stuff that's barely anything. And the colourful storybook level, I have some hopes that it will at least get acknowledged, just because it's more cartoony, and maybe they're like, oh, this is quite nice, let's try this out on stream. But I think Super Alien Buddy 2 is almost guaranteed to get a pick, because it's going to be so advanced. I can't see any reason why it wouldn't, you know. So for some reason that fire I tried to take out, it wouldn't load. No idea why. There's got to be some good fire here. I mean, what kind of fire is good for a hell world? You know? Don't want to do something that looks too cartoony. Campfires. Oh, what's that? Would that look quite good on the ground? Maybe. Why do I only see a timeline? Alright, it's like an animation. Where did it go? Did it just delete itself? That's weird, isn't it? Strange. A fire pillar. Ooh. That's nice. We're actually finding stuff that we don't even mean to find, to be honest. The sky looks quite nice as well, doesn't it? But we're going to leave that for another day. Yeah, we're finding some nice assets here, I think. You can already kind of see how this is going to shape up just by looking at some of this stuff. What else do we have? I still want to find some good fire. Quick look at that. I'm very picky about my fires. So many to choose from. Whoa! It's like a god, isn't it? Maybe this could do. I mean, it's a little distracting, but I think that could possibly be okay. Let me just just reduce it for now because it is a bit glaring in the eye. So there we go. This is just going to be on the ground. You're not really going to notice this much. The fire's going to come up from here. But you're only going to see that if you fall off the edge and you fall into the pit. It's not a main feature of the level. When you say Doom-like, do you mean Doom or a doomy planet like dark and scary and stuff? The actual game Doom. Like, it's not Doom, but it's like, to give you an idea of what it looks like, it's like a hell planet. You know, it just looks full of fire and evil things all around, you know. So if I can find like a skull, you know, something really evil, you know, a place that you do not want to be in. He's preserved his bottom jaw. Normally that doesn't last very long. Normally that comes off quite quick. Look at that, looks quite cool. Skull drums, anyone like some skull drums? Right, I think that's if you want to make your own thing. A horsey's skull, that looks terrifying. Things like that, I mean, that looks like quite cool. I mean, you can imagine that, you know, being up on a rock like that, you know, like just watching you. That looks quite nice as well. Maybe it's actually not got a lot of thermal. I mean, it does look pretty nice, doesn't it? I mean, I can keep it for safekeeping, right? Whether or not we actually use it. I saw another one here. The Lord D skull. They always take off the light. Anything else that we could use? I mean, I was looking at this one. This is like a more bog standard skull, but I think it could work. So there's our variants of skulls. Some demon skulls, which look pretty cool. And then we'll need to get like some chains and stuff like that. I'll just double check. Oh, look at that! Look, we're finding even more things. The Eldritch Demon Skull, never heard of it, but it looks pretty sweet. I just hope the thermal isn't too high. It's quite kind of high. Put our collection up here. It's looking nice. See, I like this. When you start off building a scene, it's nice to just get everything you think you'll need. And just looking at all this stuff, you can kind of envision how the level's going to look like, you know? Look at that. We're finding a lot of good skulls here. I mean, I don't know if I'll use them all, but some of them are pretty cool. A skull pile. I mean, I could make my own skull pile technically, but I'm too lazy. Looks pretty nice, doesn't it? That one's cool. That one's alright. I mean, if you want something that's a bit more textured, I guess. I'm not going to use all of these assets, just that's quite funny. No, I'm not going to use all of these assets, so we'll filter some things. It's quite cool, a bit too clean. You know what that reminds me of? If you ever watched SpongeBob, the episode when they're trying to sell cookies, and then there's like, or chocolate or something, I think it's chocolate, and there's a woman like that in a wheelchair. She's like, what? She looks exactly like that. She's so old and crippled that her body is like withered to just a head and a spine. Horrible, had nightmares of that. Yeah, that looks quite nice as well. There's lots to choose from. I mean, that would be quite nice if you used something like that on like the entrance or the exit or something like that. Put it out just in case. It's good inspiration at the very least. This is like one of the most fun parts for me, you know, just try to find stuff. It just proves that I'll use the horse as well. People's not going to know that's a horse, right? They're going to think that's like a big demon beast, right? So yeah, like it just shows you how good Dreams is, where you don't actually need to make anything yourself. You literally could just find stuff that looks that fits the theme of the level. And if it doesn't quite fit, you can always retexture it. You could always move around the pieces to make something more unique. As long as you've got like a base to work with, that actually really helps. So I don't want to go too crazy with the designs. Look at that. Creepy. But I think we've got enough to keep us going, I think. Some kind of Grim Reaper shield. Everything looks quite good. Skull staff. Takes a while to load. So that's a lot of stuff, to be honest. Like, I'm not going to use all of this. Certainly not all in the same scene. I like to just throw things out just in case I might use them. If we don't use them, then we don't use them, right? Got some nice little shields here. I don't know if I'll put the shield on anything, but it's good for more decoration. What was that? Skull Crush. There's so many stuff. I think a lot of people love to make skulls. There's so many assets that I can't find in this game, but one of the ones that you'll find are skulls. People just love to make really horrible things. Yeah, I think it looks quite good. Let me go back to that shield at the start. Jeez. Forever. 33%? Okay, maybe not. I was going to maybe use the shield, but I don't think I'll use it now. So that's a good starting point for the stuff that we can start to build the environment with. What happened to Grubble Grunger? He's not made a video in over a month. Well, before he said he was like depressed or something, and he stopped making videos, he stopped streaming for a long time, and I noticed he came back for like a few days or a week, but then he disappeared again. So I guess he was trying to feel a bit better, and then he kind of relapsed and maybe didn't do so well again. I don't know. It's a shame, but I don't know officially what's up with him. It seems like he's in a bad period right now, maybe. Also maybe the quarantine as well. That always drives people insane, so maybe that has an extra factor to it, maybe. Also, I hope to see some water levels on water planets. Well, the planets I have planned out so far is the first tutorial world is like a Doom, a hell kind of world. One of the other planets is like typical elemental planets, so you'll have like an ice planet. So I guess I could put some water together with the ice. There'll be another planet that's more like lava and volcanic, and then another planet that's going to be more like an acid kind of planet. You know, it's got some, it's like a forest, but at the same time it's got a lot of acid pits and things. So it's going to be like a more greeny, rocky, yellow world. And then you'll have the Empire's ship, which kind of counts as a planet because it's quite big. And the final bonus planet that you unlock, I'm not entirely sure what it's going to be like, but it's basically going to be like a Colosseum, because it's going to be like one final big boss battle. So that's like the planets that I've got planned out. Fire Volcano, yeah, we've got everything sorted emoji wise. Hey Stu, hope you're doing well. We've kind of finished off the cartoony level, so we're aside from logic and stuff, we're getting into the level design for the next project. So I don't know if you ever played the first Super Alien Buddy. This is going to be a very ambitious and very expansive sequel with multiple planets, multiple objectives, side quests, all that kind of stuff. So hopefully this turns out pretty well. That astronaut's going to get very hot on that planet. Oh yes, definitely. But hey, that's the job, right? Astronaut, yeah, that's the one. Not astronauts, yeah. I hate when people make sculptures and add a skybox with it. There's no need. Yeah, I mean they could at least, if they put the skybox, they could at least turn it off so that I can scope into it and then I can find it myself. But you know, I guess people just want to make sure you know that it's there. Chocolate, chocolate, chocolate! Yeah, the guy that chases them. I still remember that. I think that skull coin is from Rayman, right? I actually don't know. It does look quite nice though. To be honest, I should also make some sci-fi stuff after I'm done with my major assignments this and next week. I mean, Super Alien Buddy 2 is basically sci-fi, so you could technically just make the soundtrack and it's sci-fi at the same time, you know? But if you want to get some practice beforehand, by all means, go for it. Hey LBA, could you make a giant skull hand? What does that say? Ripping out of the earth ground, please? Like a hand like that coming out? Yeah, I'll search for a skull hand. Reaching? Oh, okay. I'll see if I can find something like that. Like a skeleton. Let me see. There's some bones here as well. I mean, it's not exactly what we're looking for, but I'm going to put it down there. So we could probably... I mean, I could just use, like, I could break apart a skeleton, and then... Oh, look at that! Someone actually made the skeleton Sackboy. That's quite nice. So I could just take a skeleton and then rip off the hand, technically. Like this, for example. I could get this and just steal the arm and the hand. I don't know if anybody's actually made an independent hand. Yes, they have. Ooh. So I mean, we could use this or something more grotesque like that. Yeah, it seems like there's only one independent hand, but I can always use a skeleton and then just rip apart the limbs, you know. Oh, I'm coming for you, astronaut, I'm coming for you. There you go, a big skeleton hand. Looks kind of nice. I don't know if it's wired up to animate. I don't think it is. No, I don't think it's wired up. Because if I connect, if I join these all together, I can actually make the hand move, which would be kind of fun. This track is amazing, by the way. Pretty lengthy too, 13 minutes. Yeah, it's actually flows quite well. I never really noticed it was 13 minutes, you know. Anyone watch Grade A Under A? He disappeared from YouTube again. I wonder when he'll return. Never heard of him, to be honest. You say again what happened the first time, or the other times. Did the LBA just say skull hand? Did I? I'm sure it was like a skeleton hand, did I not? The skeleton hand looks pretty nice there. Yeah. It does look pretty cool, doesn't it? I could kind of make it move. That would make it extra creepy, you know. It's kind of alive. Skull hand, we know what he means. Yes, I was talking about skeleton hand. You know what it's like, talking too fast. The Clover Draken was 7-8 minutes. The current one's 13 minutes. Alright, I don't even remember what these are called anymore. I'm sure you know which one it is though. So the soundtrack's coming along quite nicely. I think it kind of fits. Good little vibe. You know, it's kind of mellow. It's not too in your face. It means we can just sort of relax and listen to the tracks, you know, which is quite nice. As long as the volume's okay, It's down at 5 right now. Seems okay on my end, but I don't know about you guys. If you want, I can make some music for your planets. Well, I think you'll need to talk to Isaac, because I think Isaac is going to be making the soundtrack. I don't know if you want to collaborate or whatever. I mean, you guys can talk about that, because I'm not handling the music at all. Like, I'll be the judge of the music, but I won't have any real input, you know. Give me a planet and I'll make music for it. A Bovaretta planet, the planet of the stars. That'll be fun. Right, so we've sorted the jukebox. We've got a nice collection of assets that we can start working through the environment with. The idea, I'll tell you about the idea I've got for the entire planet. So you're trying to escape. I was thinking there was going to be like kind of like a, you know, like, have you ever seen like Lord of the Rings? There's like a big area, and then they've got like a bridge here, and then they've got a bridge a bit higher that goes that way and that way, you know. So I felt like you could kind of see enemies running along the bridge below you or above you, and you're on the middle bridge, and you go across, and eventually you have to jump down, and you get down to this area that's like full of fire, lava and stuff. You need to like platform across a little bit, and then you jump across and you get to like these stairs, and the stairs lead you up to this like arena. And once you go in the arena, you're going to fight a lot of the enemies. You're going to learn how to use the melee and the ranged combat. And then after that, you're going to go through some tunnels, which is it's not a labyrinth, because I'm going to make it a bit linear, but it's going to be kind of like a labyrinth where there's lots of passageways and stuff. And you eventually make your way out of there, and you exit the main fortress, and then you jump across, and there's like one big rock, and then this big octopus alien kind of thing kind of comes up. So the idea is the platform's here, you're here, and the thing comes up like that. So I was thinking, like, as it puts its tentacles down, it'll attack you, puts its tentacles down, you melee attack the tentacles, and then after enough tentacle attacks, I don't know, it sort of exposes something on its face, and then you can shoot the face from a distance. That way you get used to using melee and ranged combat together. And after that's defeated, it breaks the rock that you're on, and it goes like that, and then you slide down and you go onto this other part where you slide, and there's like rocks and stuff that you need to kind of dodge as you slide down this sort of mountain. And that takes you down to close to your ship. But then when you get close to your ship, the planet's destroying, you know, there's things blown up and enemies coming after you, and it's like a mad race to get to your ship. So I kind of know the level design layout already for this planet. It's just about the intricate details that I'm not too sure on yet, like where am I going to put the skulls and stuff, but that's basically how this planet is going to work out. So this planet's just to teach you the basics, give you a bit of intro to the story. Because if you remember the first game, there was like a cutscene. The first game is going to throw you straight into it. There's no overlong cutscene. You're just going to go straight into the action. Little miniature cutscenes throughout. And then once you get to your ship, that's where you have full control over the hub. So that's where you'll see all 3 planets. You can choose any of the 3 planets at any time. You don't need to do them in order. You can do any order you want. You can collect things in one. You can finish half of one, go to another one. You know, it's completely up to you how you want to play the game. So once you complete all 3 planets, you unlock the boss ship, and then you go through everything again to get all the collectibles, and then you go for the bonus planet. So I think it's going to take a lot of work, but I think it's good that we're starting now, because I do want to get this finished for like the end of August, so the entire level. So I think my plan is by the end of April or sometime in June, we'll try and get that cartoony storybook level out. Then we'll probably get a trailer for the survival horror game Subject, just to let people know about it in Dreams and on YouTube, people that don't watch the streams. So we'll make a trailer for that maybe in like July maybe. Then we'll get this game out at the end of August, and then the end of September we'll get a demo for Subject out, depending on the progress, by the end of September, depending on the progress of the subject, survival horror, that'll determine when the next demo is going to be. So if I'm sure that I can finish the game by this year, then I'll put a second demo out in October. If, however, things are going wrong and I can't finish the full game this year, which will be a massive shame, then the second demo will replace the full release of the game, and then the full game will need to come out next year. But I don't want to think about that. I want to be positive and assume that we're going to get everything done in time. So assuming everything's done in time, there'll be a demo for that in September, then October, then the full game end of November, beginning of December. So like my full year is already kind of planned out. I know exactly what I want to make, and I even know after we finish Super Alien Buddy, I even know what medium-sized project I want to work on next. So we're never going to end. It's just going to keep going and going and going. Yeah, we already signed a contract. I know, a contract in blood. Nah, joke, but I plan / prefer to make the Super Alien Buddy 2 OST alone. Speaking of Tony Hawk, did you see that they're remastering Pro Skater 1 to 2 out in September? No, I didn't know that actually. It's like a proper remake, or just like HD textures. Either way, I guess that's quite cool. I don't really play Tony Hawk games. I'm terrible at skateboarding games. I don't like skateboarding in real life, and skateboarding games, I'm really bad at them. My friend gave me a go at playing Skate. Now normally in Tony Hawk you can press the buttons, but in Skate you have to use like the analog stick. It's a bit like FIFA. You use the right analog stick to do tricks, and my brain was like, what the hell am I doing here? There's even like an arcade game on PS4 called Ollie Ollie. I think there's 2 games. It's like a 2D pixelated skateboarding game, but it's like a platformer meets skateboarding. And even then, like, my mind was like, what the hell am I doing here? I can't remember the combinations. Everything's too fast for me. I'm just not very good at it. It's the same with fighting games. It's like I can play them to a degree, but to do all the combos and, you know, react to the other player, I find it really difficult. But that's good for anybody that likes that kind of thing. Okay, that's fine. Super Alien Buddy 3. What's this? What are you referring to? Did I mention something about Super Alien Buddy 3? Seems to be a full remake with the original OST. Well, most of it apparently. Well, it's Activision, so what you see is not what you get. That's their motto, unfortunately. So I know we didn't really get to build any of the level today, but we're going to be doing plenty of these streams anyway. So we'll the next Super Alien Buddy stream we'll do is tomorrow, and we'll start to build at least one area with some of these assets that we've got here. And I'll need to discuss more about the schedule for next week. So this week's going to be the same. Tomorrow we'll do more of this. Thursday, Friday, survival horror. Saturday, more of Outlast 2. After that, the week after, I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. If I'm going to keep the play streams or not. If I keep the play streams, I'm just going to keep them to Media Molecule levels, Community Jam entries, like the top 10 or 20 picks, and maybe do a bit of Community Jam voting. I think that's the best way to avoid getting copyright strike for music. And obviously any dreams you guys want to send me that you're sure does not have copyrighted music in it, I'll play those too. But if I ever do remove the play streams in the future, I would probably condense the Tuesday, Wednesday into Monday, and then do more videos. Because I do want to make more videos on YouTube, but that's something I'm going to think about over the next week. I did say I'd do all of May with this 6-day-a-week streaming thingy schedule, so we'll see how that works out, and we'll see how we can develop that in the future. Because I want to be able to do streams but do videos as well, because I feel like YouTube kind of needs videos to complement the streams. So yeah, a lot to think about, but I'm excited about these streams anyway. These create streams. They're actually helping me a lot to get closer to finishing some things. It's being made by Vicarious Visions, so that's a plus. Yeah. They made Guitar Hero, and I think they made Crash Bandicoot Remake, the remasters as well. Also, Degeneration is an amazing track too. Listened to it a lot recently, but I suppose we have to wait for tomorrow to hear it. Yeah, I suppose. But the tracks are far too long, so yeah, I think it's a nostalgia factor for many, to be honest. I wouldn't go out and buy a skating game now. I'm terrible at skateboarding too. I just can't play them. Unless you'll talk for 10 minutes now, then we can listen to it fully. Yeah, but I need to go back to work. I'm actually supposed to go now, so I've been here a bit too long, I think. Oh, it would be a shame to see the play streams go away. So alright, so it's good to get feedback then. If some of you guys enjoy the play streams, then obviously I'll keep them. But rather than just playing through the trending pages, I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm only going to play Media Molecule picks, the winners and the top 10, 20 of the previous Community Jam, because they're still levels, right? And then the voting for the next jam. I think that's a good structure. It helps protect me a little bit from copyrighted music, at least in the meantime. And if you get any levels that you've made or things you want to share with me, then obviously you can do that as well. I don't mind, as long as it's not got copyrighted music. Because I'm tired of every week getting a strike. It's really annoying me, so I'm just trying to protect myself, you know. Great stream, man. I enjoy the play streams, so it'd be sad to see them go. Oh, okay, well if people still enjoy them, then I'll keep them going then. It's good to get feedback. Oh, the play streams are awesome, LVA. Oh, right, sure. Well, I'll keep them for now then, and we'll see how it goes. But that'll be on Mondays, because Saturday we'll keep the Outlast, the horror game streams as well. Don't worry, Joe, we'll keep the play streams, we'll keep them. Like I said, I wasn't going to change anything till the end of the month anyway, because I still wanted to commit to a full month of doing this schedule. Then I'm going to look at my analytics and I'm going to compare what the month of May looked like compared to April, March, February and so on, and see if these extra streams are actually, you know, doing well from a statistics point of view. But yeah, I'll keep the play streams. I won't remove them because I do want to keep them. I just want to be more careful with them. Lovely stream, thanks to the jukebox. See you tomorrow, and I love the play streams too. Well, there you go then. Everybody loves the play streams. We'll just see how that goes. I didn't really ask that many people. I think I put it in the Discord, and I think the only person that said anything was Alpha. So, and he gave me the suggestion about maybe changing the play streams until Media Molecule fixed the copyright music problem, which I doubt they will, but yeah, it's just an idea. So right now nothing changes, but I do need to find more time to make some videos as well. I think that's the crucial thing, I think. So I'm going to go now, need to go back to work. So thanks for today, guys. Hopefully we've got a good foundation to start off building a level for tomorrow. So if any of you guys are around tomorrow, same time, we'll do another short stream like this. What's the Discord link? Give me a second. Give me a second and I'll just send it to you. Just need to log in and stuff here. Getting you a Discord invite just now. So I just need to bring the stream up here. Just looking at the thumbnail for the stream, it's weird, all this stuff on the screen. People were looking at that thumbnail going, what the hell is going on there? Right, so let me Discord if you want to join in. We have some general chat, we also have some project chat as well, so anybody that wants to join, by all means join. Damn copyright, got to find the man who invented copyright. just protecting other people's assets. See you, Small Who Man. I love the play streams too. Alright, that's good feedback then. I'll keep them going then. So see you later, Stu. See you later, Joe. Thanks, man. Didn't mean to keep you. Yeah, no problem. I'm just totally late, man. It's all your fault. I'm going to tell them. It's all your fault. Right, so I'll see you guys later. And if you're around tomorrow, we'll build more of this level. We'll do more survival horror. And the next couple of days. And then some more Outlast 2. Creepy stuff. Right, so very loud music. Yeah, I think this track's a bit louder now than the previous ones. Right, so enjoy the rest of your day. And I'll see some of you again tomorrow. Bye!